Welcome back to San Antonio Living. This morning we have a very special guest. Cesar Milan is here, who you know from the Dog Whisperer, also his new show, Leader of the Pack, which is on the National Geographic's Wild Channel. It is so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you for coming this morning.
Thank you. I'm happy to be back in San Antonio.
Yes, and our floor director has stolen Junior.
I know. She's pretty distracted today. Ma'am?
Junior is here. I know, right? Come here, Junior. Come on back.
Now we're doing a show now.
Junior is so laid back, but of course Junior pays attention to you, and when you say come, he is here. Let's talk a little bit about the new show, Leader of the Pack, because it's different from the Dog Whisperer.
Well, Leader of the Pack really focuses on, it's a show about saving lives. Mm-hmm. In America, we euthanize 4 to 5 million dogs. Yeah. So to me, when I realize, that is a need, mm-hmm. I want to do a show where it focuses on how to save them. Because we have places where we can keep them for a little while and then we euthanize them. So I wanted to make sure people understand what it is to rescue a dog. Compatibility is a word that people don't use. Most people rescue a dog because they feel sorry for him or the dog is cute. But when you rescue dogs, from 10 dogs we rescue every week, 6 are returned. Right? And when a dog is returned, now the dog has a list of all the things why he's returned. So I want to eliminate that, and I want to teach people again, how to rescue a dog and what dog is compatible to you.
Do you think that it's possible for someone to take any dog home and learn to be compatible?
No, you have to, the compatibility have to happen at the shelter, not at home.
Okay.
At home, what happens is the strategy. Yeah. You already need to have a strategy in place. Everybody needs to be in agreement. All the family needs to be in agreement, and they have to be committed, then follow through. Those are the 3 steps that people have to remember. Agreement, commitment, follow through.
A dog, a lot of people consider their pets an extension of their family, but they are the family, and you certainly are a big believer in that. And a lot of people, when we were talking this morning, people posting questions on Facebook talking about the pack. Tell me about the pack mentality and why it's important to have a leader.
Well, pack is a social group, right? So we call it family, mom, dad, kids, grandparents. So where I'm from, from my Mexican culture, grandparent is the pack leader. And then my dad, and then at the end it's me, right? So, but I have to follow before I lead. So in the dog world, it's the same thing. They have the pack leader as their mom, and then their dad, because they don't meet their dad until 2 months later. Yeah. Right. So then they learn that they don't lead; they follow. Okay. So when you bring a dog home, they already know that program. The only thing you need to do is provide that program.
Is it possible to change the mentality? Because I've messed it up real bad at my house. Is it possible to fix it?
Well, that's why I say I train people and rehabilitate dogs. What I'm training is not the dog. I'm training the human to understand what's the best way of behaving from a human to a dog. Most people want to be the dog parent. Okay. They don't really want to be the leader who loves their dog. So that's how people get in trouble.
Let's talk about tonight's show. Yeah. First of all, I need to let everyone know that there are some tickets that have just been released, and these are floor tickets. So you're going to get up close and personal. You'll be able to talk to Cesar. What can people expect at this live show?
In the shows, the format allows me to show you transformation, but it doesn't allow me to show you how I did it. Okay. And so when I do speaking engagements, I bring the steps from the moment I enter into a situation, because we bring dogs live on stage. So we use dogs from shelters. Okay. And yet you get to see the rehabilitation live. So
you're doing some demonstrations, you're answering questions, Junior's there to hang out as well.
Well, you get to see the whole dynamic that most people never get to see, because the TV show is about a program that has a certain thing you have to follow up. Right.
So tickets available still, Lila Cockrell, Ticketmaster.com. And if you can't go, we've got some viewers, over hundreds of questions submitted on our Facebook page this morning. I've got a couple for you.
Go ahead.
Are you ready to answer some? Yeah. All right, here we go. This is our first question. We adopted a 6-year-old English Foxhound from the Humane Society 3 years ago. Yeah. Although she's sweet with people, she terrorizes our other 2 dogs. This hasn't improved in the past few years. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, what this dog will benefit from is to have a little bit more structure. Obviously, this dog feels more dominant than the other 2. Okay. So that's why the dog behaves this way. So when you do like obedience classes, when you do like agility courses, what happens is you tell the dog what to do. Therefore, you're controlling the brain. So the brain becomes more follower. So what she's telling us is, she's not doing activities where the dog becomes more obedient.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. The dog is fine with people because the dog is excited with people. It doesn't mean it's fine. People misinterpret excitement with dog being fine. This is fine.
This is real
this is
fine.
calm. This is a pit bull, right?
Yeah.
So this is the breed that everybody's afraid of. This is the breed that everybody, you know, is scared, and the whole country wants to ban him. But it's not the breed. It's how we treat dogs. That's why the seminar is so important to me, because I teach people it's not the breed. You can practice exercise, discipline, affection with all dogs, and we will have a balanced canine society.
So
it's
more
not the dog.
structure, more structure.
More discipline, you know, more discipline, and that will lower the state of mind of a dog feeling the need to control the situation. The dog is only doing a natural behavior.
Okay. Another question from Rebecca. She says, my pit mix has too much energy and jumps on any visitors. How do I make her stop?
This has to do with exercise. You know, a lot of people, when they take a dog for a walk, they do a 15, 20-minute walk, and that's the famous walk, you know. So if you don't have enough time, I understand, you know, America's all about time, but you can put a backpack on a dog, you know, so that intensifies the challenge. So 30 minutes become an hour. Now, for those who can rollerblade and do a bike, a dog would rather run than walk. You know? So one of the things that I teach is never work against Mother Nature. They tell you how they want to exercise, but often we want to force them to exercise the way we want them to exercise.
Okay. Okay. Another question from Samantha this morning. Why does my dog lick a lot?
Well, licking comes from two reasons, you know, excitement or anxiety, and both of them can be cured with exercise. So they're really the pie, you know, how to fix a dog, how to rehabilitate a dog, is by fulfilling the needs, body, mind, heart. Most people do affection, 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 right? So that only intensifies the problem of a dog. You know what I mean? When a dog is licking, they give him a cookie, or they pet him, or they let the hand stay there. But what that dog needs is exercise, rules, boundaries, limitations, and that will calm the brain down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now a personal question regarding my dog, who is also a pit bull mix. Every time I open the door, he runs, gone, out, down the neighborhood, to Walgreens to go shopping.
Yeah.
You know, he runs until he falls down on the street, and I have to find him and pick him up.
Yeah.
How do I make him stop?
Well, it's not so much as make him stop, as when are you going to start fulfilling his needs? That's a better question.
I have to take him running?
Well, somebody. Somebody has to do it so he doesn't feel the need to do it on his own.
True.
You see it?
Yeah.
It's not what the dog is doing, it's what we're not doing. You know what I mean? We can't put the responsibility on a dog. There is no knowledge behind instincts. It's all reaction. They can't read. They can't Google. You know, they can't.
Yeah.
So they're very primal when it comes to that. One of the reasons why dogs that live with homeless are so well behaved is because they walk a lot. So why a homeless person dog behaves better than my client's dogs?
You know what? I think Sammy and I are hitting the streets together today. Absolutely. Cesar, thank you so much for coming this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let me give everyone the details on what's going on. Again, we have a big show happening in San Antonio. Cesar also has a foundation, and he's got some great information there. He does a lot of things. A lot of money from tonight's show will be donated different places. Thanks to our friends at Neutronics Lab, by the way, for sponsoring this event. And again, you can find more details about the foundation by checking milanfoundation.org. Now, for tonight's event, it's at the Lila Cockrell Theatre. Again, more tickets have been released for the floor. You can get them at Ticketmaster.com or call the number on your screen. One night only. It is 344-9600. The show is this evening at 7:30. All right.